Hallo daar mensen. Okay, everybody. So we had some technical issues with the streaming key that didn't want me allowed to stream to two different Facebook pages, but that is sorted and I didn't want to wait any longer. So I hope you have a cup of coffee. So today we're going to go into a discussion around live stream. So if you watching, you can say hi in the comment section. You can start asking your questions in the comment section. I would really love to answer your questions as good as possible. It might happen that I will maybe jump some of your questions missing, but we can do it then on the second stream on Friday. So the stream today is focusing on live stream, how businesses can use live stream to survive in these times. So certain businesses can use live stream. There's other businesses that will need online video content to better survive. That live stream will maybe not work for them, but we will see how we can help you the best today. Okay, so just let's jump into the presentation. Okay, let me quickly get in here. There we go, good. So today's discussion is why and when to live stream. Hello Renal. And the 4 different types of streaming and when to use them. Okay, so we're going to focus on these 4 different types. There is live stream as we know it, then there is live video conference, and then there is virtual summit, and then there is webinars. So we're going to touch base on each one of them, not going too much into depth. If you still have questions, you can ask me afterwards. Okay, so the first one will be, let's get in there, live streaming, when and why. So there's certain times when you will do some, hi JC and Andre Ferrara, good, glad to see you here. Okay, so there's different times when you will use live stream versus pre-recorded video that you upload to your Facebook or any social media channel. Hello Chart, hello Jani Meyer, glad to see you guys here. Okay, so you will use live stream most of the time when you want engagement from your audience. Okay, so like I'm doing now, I'm saying hi to everybody here. I see Renal, JC, Andre, Chart, and Jani Meyer. Okay, so when you want engagement, then you will use live stream. If you're not so keen on engagement, then rather pre-record the video and upload it. You will use it to grow your community. You will use it when you want to do a live Q&A with someone in the studio. Hello Martin. Okay, so you want to do a live Q&A with somebody, then you will also use live stream. You can use live stream when you want live entertainment or on-demand entertainment. We will jump to that a little bit later. You can also do let's say a Zoom call and stream that Zoom call to Facebook. So your audience can still see the Zoom call, although they can't interact directly with it. And then when you want to reach a global big audience or a hyper-local community, only a very niche small group of people, then you will also use live stream. Okay, the 5 levels of live stream. The first level is what we call the selfie, because you have everything inside this phone to do a live stream. There's even some software on your phone that you use to switch between your camera and some slides there. Emmy, hello Emmy, good to see you as well. So your cell phone is level 1. So you can, there's apps like I said, switcher, you can switch between, even put the iPad on a different angle, and you can still use only your cell phone to do a great live stream. You can sometimes add some features to your live stream, but I will not jump into it right now. Okay, so level 2 is when you use a desktop or a laptop with a webcam and you use browser interfaces for live stream like facebook.com, youtube.com, BeLive and StreamYard. They are all different browser type of live streaming that you can use with a desktop or with a laptop. Even if the laptop or desktop doesn't have a webcam, you can buy a webcam, put it on and use that. So that will be level 2 of live streaming. Level 3 is what I'm doing here today. So I've downloaded Ecamm on my Mac, and I can do all different kind of interfaces like adding some titles, adding a clock, put a picture-in-picture, use a different camera, only not a webcam, but use 2 or 3 different cameras. But level 3 will be when you download software on your computer and stream with that. Ecamm is normally used for a Mac, and vMix is for PC users. Then we have Wirecast and OBS. OBS is a free version. I would not really advise you to use Wirecast or OBS if you really know what you do. If you're a techie and you know your stuff around technology, you can jump into OBS with freeware, or you can use Wirecast with you have a paid version to get all the goodies from it. So that will be level 3, downloading some software. Then level 4 will be when you have a switcher and you have some cameras and inputs and computer input, different kind of inputs, and you can switch with a attachment. Hi Sumri, good to see you as well. So that will be level 4, and when you use a switcher. Now on the screen you can see there we have an item mini switcher. So Blackmagic Design is one of the guys that do a lot of different switches. Then we have Elgato, that you can actually put a camera into your a DSLR camera or a USB camera inside a computer that doesn't have a capture card. And then we have X keys, which is a small keyboard, and you can attach it to your computer, and then you can switch to different type of sequences and screens and cameras. So that will be level 4, attachment to your computer with software that you use to stream. And then the last level is quite the big level, and that is when you have a lot of camera crews with you and you have an OB-van or even a studio, and instead of broadcast it to the TV, you will broadcast it to your favorite online platform or even to an embedded video on your personal website. So that will be level 5. That's for people that are doing big concerts, conferences, summits, graduations. I will not say weddings and funerals, but when you have extra camera crew with you and you have a vision mixer and it's all up connected to a computer, that will be level 5. Why? Why should you want to live stream? Why does it even matter to live stream? Well, there's the 3 E's. You will live stream when you can educate people, when you can entertain people, and when you want to engage people. That's rather the when. The why will come now. You see, that's what live. Live, you can't make mistakes. If you make a mistake, it's live and it's there. Everybody will laugh and have fun, but that's what live is for. It is the most authentic way to engage with your audience, because they see the real you, with your flaws, with your ups and with your downs. So that is one of the big plus points for live video. It is authentic. So when you educate, let's say, I'm going to take for example, you're a barista and you want to educate your potential and current clients on different kind of brewing methods, and you are live streaming it. Then your customers can interact with you and say, hey, did you use a fine or coarse ground? Did you use, what type of beans did you use? What type of beans would you suggest for us to use when we do a B60? Then you engage, educate, and entertain your audience. Let's say you are a, take for example, a mechanic. Then you can tell people online, educate them how to keep their cars, motorbikes in a top-notch condition while we are in lockdown. So the moment the people are getting out of lockdown, they know who is the leader in the field, who they can trust with their cars and motorcycles, because this person gave them value, educate them, entertain them in a way, and engage with them. Say, okay, if you have this car, go look and look there. So people can ask you online what you're busy with and how to fix it, so you can help them now, so they can help you after lockdown. Here's the why. Here's why live stream is so important, and because you can take people on an authentic way behind scenes. You can edit people, you can entertain people in an authentic way, because they have to know you. It's like a marriage. First you have to know the person. Then you need to like the person at least. Then you can trust the person, and then you can get engaged and then get married. So that's like business. They need to know you, they need to like you, they need to trust you, then they will buy for you. And that's why live stream is such a authentic and powerful tool to reach a global audience. Okay, let's carry on. Live video conference. Is there any questions yet? Let me quickly have a look here. Okay, I don't see any questions on both pages here. If there's any questions so far, please pop me a question there so I can see how I can answer that question for you regarding live stream for now and the different types of live stream that we have, and maybe a suggestion how you can use it in your business during COVID-19 lockdown, because the new normal needs new standards, new techniques, new marketing strategies. And even after lockdown, if you've missed this small window of opportunity, it's gone. Then there needs to be a new window of opportunity for you to join into. Okay, live video conference. Let's get in there. When will you use a live video conference? You will use it when you want to have real-time meetings with people, and with some of the software you can have up to 100, up to 500 persons on one time in a meeting. So if you are not be able to attend to meetings like now, you can construct meetings for a close private group of people. Like one of our clients is still in Tel Aviv. Let me see here. Martin, what is the value of live stream for an artist? Okay, I'm quickly going to stop here to answer Martin's question there. So the value for live stream for an artist will be to showcase certain works for potential clients. What does it look like? Or if, let's say you start with a beautiful artwork like this here in the back. If you're going to start with somebody's character, don't know if I pronounce it right, then you can allow people to comment while you're busy doing it, to ask you certain questions. And you can talk to your audience, say, listen here, this is the process that I go through. And then they can understand the value as well. Why are you pricing your artwork the way you do? Because people don't understand always what is going in to create such a valuable art piece. So that's one of the things. One of the other things is showcase them different ways. Go to a client that is willing to. What's the best way to showcase? What's the different ways that they can put up the artwork that they paid for? So I think the biggest value for a live stream for an artist is to show the experience of the client when they receive it, where they put it, what they do with it, and then have your community to engage with you and say, oh, that's lovely, who's that? Where is that? And then you can take them behind the scenes, and that's the most authentic way of showing off your expertise. I hope I answered your question, Martin. Then Jack, hoe nuut moet jou Mac wees vir die Mac sagte ware? The last time that I checked, it was Mojave. They still work on Catalina, but I think the previous software you can still use it for that, because there's still some of the eCam downloads that works on, if I'm not interpreting it falsely, then they're still working on a 32-bit a computer that still supports 32-bit apps. Okay, so just have a look. There might be some previous downloads that you can install on a Mac that is older than Catalina. I hope it answered it, Jack. Okay, Martin. Okay, cool, great. Okay, let's jump into live video conference. So you will use it when you want to have real-time private meetings, when you want to do some real-time coaching and training. Now that is very interesting. I spoke yesterday about Lisa Himan. Now she's part of a ballet school, and then she also have a private practice for different type of movements. I think it's called Pilates. Lisa, help me out here. Okay, so she have formed Zoom sessions for different type of her classes, and then she can do two options. So one option, I'm an El Capitan. Jack, I know somebody that is really a boffin on this in the UK. I will find out from him and get back to you as soon as possible with the answer for El Capitan. There should be a way to work around it. Okay, back to Lisa. So, some of the classes she will do live. She will do live using a MacBook, and then she will have a Bluetooth microphone next to her. So the music will play, and she will talk close to the microphone, and then the students will be able to see it, and then while they're practicing, she can look into, correct them, help them, and then go on with the class. The other way to do it is pre-record the video, play it back in Zoom, and while she's playing it back in Zoom, the students can practice, and she can pause it, correct the students, maybe rewind, play again, pause, correct the students. So she's giving ballet classes via real-time coaching and training. There's some coaches that is doing, because they can't do any training now one-on-one via Zoom. I know of some attorneys and some accountants that is now doing some Zoom calls with the clients to advise them, because you can do screen sharing to see them what is going on in the books, where they need to focus on. And then, like I said in the beginning, you can do, let's take for example Zoom, a Zoom call, and you have 4 participants in this Zoom call that is sharing their knowledge, and you have one facilitator and asking questions, and everybody's answering. Now you streaming that Zoom call to Facebook Live. People can join into the conversation. It will be a one-way conversation only, but they still can hear and experience what is going on during this closed private conference, and give some feedback or share that video. You can also record your Zoom conference and then post it on Facebook or on YouTube or on Instagram, wherever your audience is congregation, or LinkedIn. I see, yes. Beyond School, Zoom and Microsoft Teams work very well for meetings. Yes. Although beyond, sometimes I know people struggle to access Microsoft meetings more than they struggle to access Zoom. And most of the Zoom tools, it's more easier and the interface is easier to use than Microsoft Teams. And then as well, what is very nice with Zoom, it has a third-party integration with something like PayPal. So people can pay before they can join your Zoom call. So you can monetize on a Zoom call when Microsoft is not that possible as far as I am aware of. Okay, FJ Potgieter, is daar 'n manier wat jy jou mirrorless kamera kan gebruik vir livestream sonder enige addisionele hardeware behalwe jou rekenaar? FJ, there is a way, but what happens then is what you can do is, and the reason why I'm saying is you have some software, I think it's e-image, if I'm not mistaken, from Sony, for example. So then you can mirror what is on your screen to a computer screen. And then you can use that visual and audio on a third-party software like Ecamm. But the reason why I don't advise doing a Wi-Fi from your camera to your screen is there will be some lagging. If that is not a super fast transmission from your camera mirrorless to your computer, there will be some breakup and lagging. So I'd rather advise to get yourself the easiest and the cheapest way currently in South Africa is Elgato. It is part of the presentation, but it's Elgato. I think it is Camelot. I will go, but it's Elgato. This is the cheapest. I think it retails around 1,800, and then you can input any HDMI camera straight into your computer. But as far as I know, Wi-Fi mirroring to your computer is the only way you can do it, but I would not advise it. Okay, Gerard, Google Hangout is also work good for meetings. That is true. Although the Google Hangout, I think it's also limiting in what you can do with it. There's a lot more that you can do with a free Zoom account than I think you can do currently with a Google Hangout. So that's why more people will use Zoom, because there's more screen sharing and capabilities that you can use with Zoom, and it's easier to access as well as to go to register a lot of things before you can be part of a Google Hangout. Kom ons kyk, wat is daar nog? Okay, so far that's a lot of questions. Thank you, people. Keep coming up with the questions. I would really love to help you with that. Let's have a sip of the coffee. Great. So I'm very glad some of Bloemfontein's coffee suppliers now have the essential license so that I don't suffer of beanophobia. If you don't know what is beanophobia, beanophobia is when you have the fear of running out of fresh beans. Good, let's carry on here. Why would you use live video conference? Number one, it is private. So you can keep it close. It's not on Facebook, and it's not on YouTube, and it's not on Instagram. So it's something that you can use in a closed environment for only a few people, up to 100, 400, 300 people. Jack Stein moet eers gaan prep vir vanaand se live show. Sterkte met jou show, Jack. Baie sterkte daar. Second thing is, like I said, especially with Zoom, you can have integration with PayPal and monetize on a live conference. You can also live stream a conference to a private Facebook group, and then only people that is paying a monthly subscription will be able to be part of your coaching, mentoring, or mastermind group. While you live stream to your private group, people can ask questions, you can answer them, and they can pay you still money to be part of that group. Recording of event of a meeting, so that is also very nice when you can record with that live stream conference the meeting that you are having with people for reference, or that you can use to repurpose. Use snippets of that meeting you had with someone and post it on your social media, 60-second snippets or 30-second snippets, or just to use it as a promo for a campaign you want to run with a webinar. So people can experience what it is like to be with you in a one-on-one coaching, in group coaching. When you repost it, people can say, oh, proof of concept. It's working for them. That person is there, that person is there. So that's one of the reasons why you would like to go live stream conferencing. And then also, like I said previously, when you have a closed group, you can stream it to Facebook. Eliminate everybody that can jump into the conversation all the time, or clutter it with chatting, and or don't know how to interact on a Zoom conference. They can only be observers of your conference that you are streaming either to a private web page or Facebook or YouTube. Good. Okay, when not, we said the audio is still fine, when not to do a live video conference. Now this is quite a challenge in South Africa, because the people on the other side, your audience, broadband might be slow. Or if you need some participants and they are, let's say, in an area where there's not very good receptance, at least there should be fiber. But if you don't have fiber, then you at least need to speed up a minimum 10 meg up. If you don't have 10 megs and up, then I won't advise to do a live video conference. Anything below 10 meg, not advisable at all. I'm currently using 100 meg up and 100 meg down fixed fiber. So my advice is, if you have a slow broadband or the people participating in your conference, Zoom, you can switch the video off and only do the conference via audio. Then I would rather let everybody turn off the video and only use the audio. Then you can go anything between 2 and 4 meg. That will still be sufficient for an audio Zoom conference. Okay, there's some of the tools that you can use, like Zoom, Skype, BeLive and Ecamm. They are all, BeLive, you can't go more than 4 persons. Ecamm, you can go up to 6 persons. Skype, I'm not so sure, but I'm really not very fond of Skype. And Zoom depends on the package that you are buying. You can scale up to, I think, 800 persons on one Zoom conference. Let's see, Hanu, hallo Hanu. Dalk oplossing vir FSS Elgato HDMI USB, daar sy. Kloppers in George, R2,400. It's a big deal, but they might be on Amazon or Takealot cheaper, but I know during COVID-19, Takealot have adjusted what you can buy from them and what you can't buy from them. Let me see here. Any questions so far? Let me see. I'm stepping to 2 pages and I just want to see any other questions before we go further. We still have virtual summit and webinars left. Hanu Otto, okay, there's a link for you, FJ. Have a look there. Thank you, Hanu. I appreciate your input here. Anything else? Nobody? Okay, let's, there's a special. Skype. Thank you, Gerard. Skype can take up to 50 persons. 50 persons. Thank you, Gerard. That's why I need engagement here, people. I love it. I love your input. Please give your input, suggestions, questions. That's why I'm doing a live stream, so that you can engage with me. Okay. So let's get back here. And we are back. Good. Virtual summit. When you have a live event, like a graduation or a show or conference, then a virtual summit will be ideal. If you have some global speakers online and they can't be at the conference, then a virtual summit will be a lot more ideal. You don't need to book flight tickets and hotel tickets and S&T, etc. You can book them back to back in a virtual summit. What is also nice with the virtual summit is you can have a live facilitator like they do with the Global Leadership Summit. You can have a live facilitator and you can have pre-recorded video that will be live cast, simulcast to a lot of different events or venues, put the word, venues. So then you can use live facilitator, a live audience, pre-recorded, and you can stream it to a virtual summit. When you want to monetize, remember you need to pay certain services that you are using. Otherwise, why do it for free? Like I'm doing this for free today. I really want to help people. I really want people to see how they can utilize technology and live stream to build their businesses now while the window of opportunity is still there. And then virtual summit is brilliant if you want to grow your audience and if you want to build that email list. Email list building is still one of the best marketing tools because it's not determined by an algorithm and a platform. You are in that customer's face every day, every week, every month, as long as you have your catchy opening title and as long as you provide value for that person every time that he sees your email in his inbox. Okay. Why? Why would you even bother to do a virtual summit? Well, a virtual summit is to have a global audience all over the world. A virtual summit can even run while the business is not running because the content is already recorded and you only need a facilitator to facilitate it or just run that virtual summit, sell them a virtual online ticket. Like I said, pre-recorded. There's less risk also in a virtual summit because everything is already in place. The setup is already been done. So you just need to take people through a traffic funnel to get to that virtual summit. When not to consider a virtual summit, when you have a small budget, because there's a lot of services that is really expensive to use when you do a virtual summit. There's a lot of planning, a lot of scheduling, a lot of considerations to do when the whole summit is live, when all the speakers is back to back live. That is a lot of planning and to ensure they have the right equipment and the right broadband speed, etc. When you have time constraints, when things need to happen very quickly, also not very good because you need to plan ahead very, very well to do a virtual summit. And when you have no tech knowledge and when you have to rely on another company, then you need a budget. So that's when I would not consider a live virtual summit. Here's some of the tools that you can use for a virtual summit. Eventbrite, Hey Summit, YouTube, Facebook, and web page embedding. So you will do the summit via YouTube, and you will make it not public, you make it unlist, and you will embed it only on a web page that people pay to watch the content. I see a lot of people drop out on the virtual summit. So, but that's one way. Let's carry on here. Webinars. I think I'm going to have some more questions on webinars, hopefully. So, webinars is amazing when you want to do a private one-on-one or group training or coaching. Especially when you do it live. When you do a webinar live, you are going through the whole know, like, trust, buy phase. Because people can see it's live. When they ask questions, they can hear you or see you answering the question. When you have online products available, I would say webinar is also very, very nice because you can refer or go down to the funnel or upsell from a webinar. So webinar is great when you have online products, and a webinar can also be great even if that products of you are physical products, physical goods that you want to sell. And when you have already a traffic funnel in place, a webinar is a must to do. Why? Well, when you do a webinar, you are honing in on one specific offer. You're giving one focus value for a person. And it's not all over the place. So they know if they are joining this webinar, we will be focusing only on this topic, on this new skill. Webinars can also be great. I won't advise it, but it can be amazing if you sell that webinar for a reduced price and then get it automated. So it is something that is working for your business while you're sleeping. So you've already recorded this webinar. Now you are selling the replay or the course, the online course for it, for a cheaper price than the actual live webinar, because the actual live webinar was your time that you need to put in, your expertise that you need to share online. The recorded one is not your time involved, it is just rolling on and on and on. When you want to grow your email list and when you want to grow your revenue, then I would say webinar is a must. And I think let's take a branding company. How can a branding company or a accounting company benefit from a webinar? Well, in a webinar, you can educate persons how to look and to execute, let's say, a branding specialist, how to execute a brand at top level. So let's say aspiring brand strategists, graphic designers want to learn more from you, they can learn from your webinar. What did I say? Accountants. If you in your section can teach people in your webinar how to fill in tax forms, how to avoid certain tax traps, how to fill in the new claim forms for COVID-19. Then you have a webinar that is working for you while you're sleeping. So you're selling an online webinar to people, educating them in a need that they have right at this moment. When not? When you don't want to do content creation, and I'm going to put it like this, is when you're lazy. Don't even consider webinars if you're not willing to work hard. I'm looking at, let's think, Margriet Groenewald, for instance. Some people may say Margriet is an overnight success, but it's not true. Margriet was working her ass off for, I think, more than 4 years. And she was putting in the work, and she was putting in the work, every time, hard work, a lot of late night, maybe working through the night to generate content for her webinars, for her courses. And when she hit that spot where more and more people became aware of her experience and of her services, then she became an overnight success. Not in one day, not in 2 weeks, not in 2 years. I think at least for 4 years she was working very hard. When you don't have the budget, because some of the services and the software is expensive. Like I think of Kajabi. Kajabi is quite expensive. It's a very, very powerful and great tool to use, but it can be expensive. Let's see. Any other questions? Not yet. Good. These are tools: Webinar Jam, Livestorm, GoToWebinar, Kajabi, LearnWord. I was talking the other day to a career consultant, and working ways how you can do assessments and training for career choices, because you still don't know how the education will pan out after. Here's some other questions. Okay, ek sien hulle nou hier. Okay, Gary van der Walt. How important is to have okay. Gary, that's a very, very, very good question. Okay, so he's asking how important it is to have a pre-script dialogue, or should a live stream be more go with the flow, and how long is too long for a live video? Good. Okay, so I think it's very important to have a list, a bullet point, just a guideline, what you want to talk about while you're busy with your live stream, so that you know beforehand what you're going to talk about, what is the call to action you want to have. It's like storytelling. You need to engage your audience with where you want them to go and what you want them to act upon. Once you have that storyline or that bullet points in your head, you can go with the flow, because then you know you're going to get somewhere with your audience. So I think it's very important to know beforehand what you want to do, how you want to do it, what you want to be the call to action, because I had a discussion with Jani Meyer yesterday. You need to entertain, educate. It must be something for your audience to feel like, I need this. I need to hear this. I need to do this. And it shouldn't be about you and how great you are and how wonderful your product is. It should be, how can you solve your audience problem? Great question. Charlie, okay, we will talk after this. Lalani, what about Microsoft Teams? I think I've just answered. It's a bit difficult for some people to access. My experience for the last 6 months, it's difficult for people to access Microsoft Teams, where Zoom is a lot easier and have a little bit more easier tools and interface to use than Microsoft Teams. And Mircea van der Walt, good ideas. Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. I can quickly if there's more questions here. Not a lot new questions there. Over here, not a lot new questions here. Okay, so, and then we talked about the career consultant. So in order for him to assess the students online, you need a tool where he can go through the questionnaire with the students. And then afterwards, some webinar content for them to go through on their own time to make the best decision with all the content, which career to pursue after school. Let's see, okay. Mimsy. Dankie Mimsy, dankie dat jy gekyk het. I appreciate it. Irvin, thank you. Irvin, is there any other questions? I know you also big into live stream, Irvin. So if there's some suggestions, please pop it in here. You have a lot of information about live stream as well. Thank you, Irvin Howard. Okay, Mims, good luck with your Zoom webinar. Okay, and I think we are now at the end. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's webinars. That's everything, people. Let's see if there's any more questions left. I don't see any questions here, any questions there. Okay, so this is the end for today. I hope I could give you some value here. It will mean the world for me if you're going to share this with other people to know more about live stream, the different kind of live stream there is, and which live is like horses for courses. You will use a fast running horse for the racing track, and you will use a big fresh horse to pull some carriage along. So for some people, live stream will not even work because they're not into engagement right now. Then you can join the discussion on Friday, 3 o'clock, where we will discuss online video and some tips and tricks how you can use a cell phone to create online content. François, okay François, sien jou Vrydag. Nog iemand hierso? Nee? Okay, thank you everybody. I really enjoyed sharing some coffee and time with you. Have a great week ahead. Please keep safe, please keep safe. And please have a mindset of safe at home rather stuck at home. So please, I encourage you to have that mindset. Safe at home rather stuck at home. I don't like stuck at home. Sarika, well, you can DM me and then we can discuss some opportunities how you can use with your beauty salons a way to educate people in the current time so that you have educated and better understanding customers when you are open again. Okay people, thank you for your time. That's all for today. Janie Meyer, dankie dat jy tot die einde gekyk het. I really appreciate it. Amy Peterson, thank you for your time. Everybody that was part here today, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you again on Friday.